Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I have some concerns for the next few voyages on the two newest ships that are coming out. The Icon of the Seas and the Sun Princess. And believe it or not, I'm more concerned about the Sun Princess than I am on the Icon. So, I just did a 3-day sailing on the Icon of the Seas, where I got to see part of the Aqua Show, one of the ice skating shows, and the Wizard of Oz. So I got to see some of the performances. Now, when we saw the Wizard of Oz, they told us that that was the first time that they were able to run the whole performance without having to stop it for safety reasons. Like, remember, this is still a work in progress as they're going. And they warned us ahead of time during the show that they may have to stop it, reset things, change some things if they thought there was any danger to people in the audience, because you know they have people flying over top of you in things like that going on the ship. So luckily for us, it went off without a hitch. So that was a very good sign that when the actual inaugural people who are on right now, the actual paying customers who are finally paying to be on that inaugural sailing or on it right now, are going to see a really good performance. I really enjoyed the show, so that was really good. The part that has me concerned mostly is the Aqua Show on board, because the Aqua Show wasn't ready. We saw parts of the Aqua Show and they were still working. They had the full teams. I mean, there were 30 people there working on things during the Aqua all day long for the entire 3 days we were there. They were synchronizing things, working things. The trouble is, some of the stuff hasn't even arrived for the Aqua Show that they're thinking on implementing, like the skateboard ramp. That's right, they're going to have a skateboarding demonstration, something going on in the performance of the Aqua Show, which sounds really intriguing to me, something a little different than just the trampolines that we would normally see on the Oasis class ship Aqua Shows. So I thought, hey, that's going to be really cool, but they're expecting it this week, maybe in time for the launch. But does that mean that the skaters will be ready to perform if they haven't actually tried skating on the ship while it's moving in an Aqua Show with water? If you know what I mean. Like, you can practice off the ship all you want until you're actually working in the area you're going to be working in on a regular basis. You don't know what's going to happen and what can happen. So I have a feeling the first few sailings might leave out a few parts and might not be the full show that people are going to, eventually see down the road. And I understand how that can happen. There's delays and things like that. You set schedules and some things just don't arrive in time. But it's disappointing when you pay the extra money for the inaugural sailing and then stuff isn't ready. I can attest to that, being on the inaugural sailing of the Wonder. I can absolutely attest to being disappointed with a really great ship. The ship was great, eventually. It wasn't great that first inaugural sailing. And now we have to switch over to the Sun Princess, which is a ship I'm very highly anticipating going on. Now remember, this is a completely new design for them. They have new restaurants on board and 2 venues for entertainment. One of them which they've never done before. Now my question is, if between them and Fincardi, which is the shipbuilder, have not decided yet, they said it's not ready, we're not going to sail yet, they canceled the inaugural sailing. Does that mean the performers aren't getting the full benefit of being able to test what they have to do for their numbers, for their shows. I don't know how much, acrobatics and everything you could do on a ship that's still being finalized in a shipyard. I don't even know if they're allowed in, to be honest with you. And that brings some concerns, again, about what will be ready and what won't be ready. Now, obviously, the first sailing was canceled. The inaugural sailing, canceled. Discussed with the shipyard. So this wasn't a matter of, they discussed it with the shipyard and they all agreed, yeah, we better refund everybody their money and give them more money because it's not going to be a very good impression if we went right now. And I applaud that. I'd rather not sail on something when it's not ready. I'd rather just tell us when it's going to be ready and we'll... Now, it is disappointing, the inaugural sailings. And are they pushing these timelines just too tight? Well, we think it's going to be launched. It's going to do its tests on this day. It's going to do its finalizing tests on this day. And then we can sail 4 days later. Why not 14 days later? And give yourself some leeway. Why not 24 days later? And give yourself some leeway. So this doesn't keep happening. So we don't get those first sailings canceled. Like we did with Norwegian, like we did with Royal Caribbean, like we did with Princess. Now, Royal Caribbean didn't cancel theirs, it just wasn't ready. Now, to be fair, the Icon seems pretty much a go, except for some minor things that are going. It was running pretty smoothly when I was on board. And now that I'm not on the inaugural sailing on the Sun Princess, I am concerned about those people getting on the 18th. And even wondering if that sailing is going to go forward. Because it hasn't started sailing for Barcelona yet, as far as I know. So, will the shows be ready? Will the performers have enough time to get the act together to run the full show? Or are we going to see segments of the brand new show? Here's a acrobatic number that we will have during our big performance when it's a full show. And also, here's a juggler that will be juggling during, those kind of things that get really kind of upsets you when you pay top dollar for some of these cruises. Definitely. Now, since I'm not on that first sailing, the first sailing now is the 18th, sold out. The next sailing after that, the 28th, sold out. I'm on the sailing after that, a 5-day sailing to Athens from Barcelona. So that's going to give them roughly 20 days to get her up and running when the ship is sailing and get all the numbers running and all the acts going at full tilt. If they're not ready when they go. They may be. Pull it off and everything's running, everything's going smoothly, and everyone has a great time. But I have my concerns. When the ship is still at the shipyard, does the crew have enough time to get their act together, so to speak, pardon the pun, for the shows and the entertainment that we want to see? Well, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think, yep, she's going to be ready? Or nope, there's definitely going to be some things that's going to be skipped out until much later on in the sailings. I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.